Welcome back to the Failchildren podcast. We have made it to episode number 4. I can't fucking believe it myself. And today we have a very, very special guest with us. We have 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy.
Hi, how's it going?
Hi, JFK.
This is so exciting because we thought the CIA had you killed, but apparently that was all CGI, conspiracy theory of the sorts, flat earth truth, Mandela effect, potpourri. But it's really nice to have you here with us.
Absolutely. I'm glad that I'm here with you, the American people.
What's your message? I mean, if you have one thing that you need to... Go ahead. You have it. Look like I have a question.
I was just going to say, was it you who wanted to frame Lee Harvey Oswald?
That's right. I didn't like his face. Thought it'd be in the best interest of the American people if he was in jail.
Very nice.
He did have a weird face. Yeah, absolutely. I think
Very
that's totally
weird.
fair.
What do you what's your kind of opinion on the current political climate, like what's going on in America right now?
I think I was the only president to get us to the moon for a reason. Because I was so good at doing that.
That is pretty crazy. I mean, although you just said the words, Richard Nixon's the one who actually got us
Do you want to fight?
Whoa, hey
I may have a fucked back, but I'm ready to throw down.
I mean, maybe, so are you saying that you were part of like the secret shadow government that helped us get to the moon while Nixon was just like a puppet, basically?
That's right. Like you said, I didn't die.
That's right, because he was alive the whole time.
Okay, that makes perfect sense.
See, you're the dumbass, not me.
Where would you say you line up in today's current like politics? I think you're kind of I don't know. You seem like kind of like a brocialist to me. Like you're just, you may be like a little sexist. Like you had your thing with what's her name, Marilyn Monroe, and all that, and you cheated on your wife. So you seem like you're kind of like a shitbag. Would you say that you're kind of like a brocialist?
I think I appeal to the youth culture. I think that overall, a lot of young voters will come to vote for me because I am a young and attractive president at the age of 74.
Oh, when you're running is what you're saying.
You're running?
Well, I don't run much anymore. Okay.
Wait, just before you go, because I know that you got interviews lined up all day. I mean, you're the fucking president, and it turns out you've been alive this whole time. Before you go, can you just do the line for us? You know the line that we're talking about. Will you do the famous line?
Absolutely. I, John F. Kennedy, am going to the moon.
Thank you. God, I love that.
That wasn't the line.
That's okay.
That's fine enough.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, we have another guest lined up today.
We do?
Yeah, we have another one.
Okay, you actually didn't tell me about this one.
Yeah, no,
you
for
sprung
sure.
something on me.
He's sitting literally right next to you. What do you mean?
Yeah, what the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Oh my God, I thought you were doing a bit.
No.
You mean our
It
actual...
wasn't a bit. We literally just talked to JFK.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was pretty insane. You didn't have enough mics, so I couldn't. I'm Tate, by the way.
Yeah, JFK
Okay, sorry.
just gave the microphone to Tate.
Okay.
Because JFK had to go do, like, he's doing CNN.
All right, bye. I'm leaving now.
All right, JFK, just fucking go, dude. Like,
Get out of here, all right? This is my moment to shine. I've been waiting for this.
it was fun to have you on the show, but, like, fucking leave already. Jesus, sorry.
Sorry, I just don't like live within reality. I'm just always nervous at all times that you're going to spring some sort of bit on me that I don't know about.
Now I'm leaving.
All right, bye, JFK.
Bye, JFK.
God, that guy was a dick. That
Yeah,
was
what was he
fucking annoying.
What was he talking about?
I don't know. I think he's a brocialist.
Lee Harvey Oswald should have shot him.
Yeah.
God, that's terrible. Okay, now that the bit's done, I don't approve of any president being shot. Apart from maybe some of the
I
big
mean,
dicks.
like for the podcast, I'm not allowed to say it, but just like,
Yeah.
if you're listening, just imagine me winking right now. Like,
Yeah.
the president being shot is a bad thing.
Bad.
And just imagine, like,
The president. Wink.
you
being
should
shot.
not kill the president, right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
Kill the
definitely
president.
There's
don't.
a lot of winking happening right now.
Yeah. So, we have our.
That was the whitest kids you know bit where they talk about like, I am not allowed to say the phrase "I'm going to shoot the president of the United
That's a
States
great
of
bit.
America."
They're like, you are legally not allowed to say the words, I want to kill the president of the United States of America.
God, that show was so.
That
good.
show was really good.
Yeah.
That show
I
was
feel like
it was probably better than any SNL bits from that time.
right? Well, yeah, early 2000s, I got to say, like, because I don't think a lot of people remember that show besides the whole, like, the Abraham Lincoln bit where they're doing
Right.
like what was it again? Was it now you fucked up? Now you
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
Abraham Lincoln was mouthing off. That's why they shot him.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like it.
Ow, he's hammering my butt.
Yeah, and then I just loved their like gallon of PCP.
Oh my god, that
If
was
you
so
guys
good.
listening to this right now, turn the shit off. Go watch Whitest Kids You Know.
Absolutely.
I know it's terrible to promote other shows while your show's going on.
Yeah.
No,
'cause
it's
that
a
means-
podcast, who cares?
That means that people will just go listen to that instead. But you should listen to that instead. You should watch the Whitest Kids You Know.
They're gold. The sniper bits, one of my favorites.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Gallon of PCP is a classic.
Yeah.
Like I was saying about SNL, like how SNL is really shitty and it doesn't have like very funny. Do you think it's just because like Lorne Michaels is out of touch and doesn't know what's fucking funny anymore?
It's
Yeah.
not okay. It's not like Lorne Michaels.
He's the one who casts all the people though. He has like there's just a bad cast on SNL right now.
Yeah.
But they also but that's not like Lorne Michaels' 100% fault. Like he can't just say, "Oh, I'm kicking everybody off." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he can do that, and he has Colin Jost as the head writer, which is just
I think it's more on the writers, honestly.
it's Jost's fault. And as
So you're
much
saying-
as I admire Jost and would like to be Jost, this is really just an attack
I'm a
of me.
Stand.
This is me just trying to take Jost out
This is
because
a
I
call
want
out.
to be Jost.
dropping a was it not a mix? I was about to say mixtape. Dropping a
Diss track.
diss track.
There
Wow,
you
it's
go.
been so long. I forgot the term. Remember when that was everything?
Yeah, oh God, I'm so glad YouTube diss tracks are over.
Now
They're probably not.
Again. I mean, when's
The
the last time you heard
popularity of
about a
them.
big one though?
Yeah, not recently. I'm sure
mentioned-
Rice Gum will come up with a new
I
one
was
soon,
gonna
and
say
it'll be fine.
I can't remember the last time I heard Rice Gum.
I'm glad that he's over.
Right?
Can you imagine? Like, think about this: Rice Gum fucking charted and went platinum.
Yeah. So did Everyday Bro. Both of them. They went platinum.
We were looking at like the views on those videos, and we were like comparing them to like Bohemian Rhapsody and like.
You guys are forgetting something so crucial. You guys are letting this get you down. But this is the free market at work.
Okay,
This is-
yeah. This is why I want a command economy.
Yeah.
This is why I'm a tanky, dude. This is why I want to nationalize music. I would like government subsidized music
I
for
would
sure.
like the government to run all of my music, and I would
Please.
like them to direct all of it.
Yes, government mandated playlists.
I
of-
want-
make everyone listen to Neutral Milk Hotel, okay? Please.
And it interrupts at awkward times to play the national anthem 4 times in a row.
Yes.
That's the only song they give us is the national anthem. Fucking deal with it.
No, it's like they have to do it like every other song. You know how like Spotify does ads? Like imagine that, but in the middle of a random song at some point, and it's just the national anthem.
Oh, like
Yeah,
right
and, like-
before the
And
part
you have, no
want.
matter what you're doing,
Speeches.
you have to stand. If you're driving, you have to stand, put your hand over your thing. Automobile accidents would go through the roof. This is why we need driverless cars.
This
You
is
see?
why we need.
Yes, driverless cars, government mandated playlists of presidential speeches in Neutral Milk Hotel, and then that will fix everything else will solve itself after that.
It's
I
called
feel.
putting a Band-Aid on something you broke. You know, you create the problem, and then you decide, hey, listen, I know we created the problem. Rather than undoing it, we're just going to put more regulation on it so the problem is still there, but fixed through this very specific way.
Yes.
I mean, how do you think Spotify feels right now? Like,
Probably rich and
probably Spotify, like
Joe
as a
Spotify.
company.
yeah, Joe Spotify, CEO of
Tim
Spotify.
Spotify.
Timothy Cook, Spotify.
Timothy Spotify Cook is rolling over in his
Timothy
grave.
Apple.
Do you think they feel bad for like ruining the music industry?
I don't think they
No.
ruined it at all, personally.
I think they absolutely ruined it for artists. For
They did absolutely ruin it. They ruined everything, and they don't care. They don't care at all. They have the people that like the CEO and even like just some of like the mid to high up people at Spotify have so much fucking money. They don't give a shit, dude.
it was really disturbing to me, like finding out that some of my favorite bands who have like 1 million listeners on Spotify per month, unique listeners, work day jobs.
Yeah.
That is a lot of
Other
listeners per month.
I will say the streaming platform is very good for music in general. Like I've found it's so much easier to find music nowadays. The issue is, like what you said, absolutely they don't
just
pay very well at all. It's very
Devaluing it
terrible.
so much, worse and worse to the point that music is such a commodity that it's free basically.
Yeah.
And it also, I can see the argument also that it kind of like ruined, for a lot of people at least, like the album as a work of art. I know like some people, like albums will drop, but most people that I know just listen to Spotify playlists. Almost everyone. And I know that I hang out with a lot of like musicians and people that care about music. So yeah, I know some people who like listen to full albums of artists when they come out, artists they like. But like normies
Yeah.
who used to listen to albums because that's how you listen to music, you would buy CDs
Yeah.
or whatever.
They
do not do that anymore. They just don't at all.
No, normal consumers of music definitely don't do that anymore. That is an unfortunate part of it, but at the same time I do think it has made music more accessible. Like it's
Sure.
it's weird for me because it's like I hate the business practices around it, but at the same time it has helped a lot of like people discover more music. Definitely helped me. Like I was not that into music before I got Spotify, and then like after that I just listened to a ton of music. So like obviously it's really, I hate the pricing. I hate how they pay their artists. I hate how they do all of their business practices and stuff. Like
It's
Spotify
like-
specifically. Like, there's probably better examples of it, but like at
Before-
the same time, most
Before
streaming services
musicians were
suck.
making too much money, and there
Yeah.
were like 4 companies. There's Universal, Sony, EMI, and Warner Brothers, I think. And it was like those were the 4 companies that released music. If you didn't get your band on one of those labels, you were not a
Yeah.
musician. You're just an unsigned artist. And so before, musicians were making too much money, and only 4 labels released music. And so that needed to be corrected. And their answer to that was, oh, all music is essentially free now and none of the artists get paid. It's like, all right, you want to fucking break us up? Well, now you don't get music.
Yeah,
It's like they took their ball and went home.
yeah.
And it's also
And threw it in the pool.
it's also
Cried about it.
it has changed my relationship to music so much, because it wasn't like I wasn't able to find new music before. Like when I was 13 and there wasn't Spotify, like I would buy a CD, or I would even like buy an album on iTunes.
Yeah, I would even buy it on iTunes.
Like, which was like,
Yeah.
it was like $10 to buy an album on iTunes. And then that's what I could afford to buy for like a month or whatever, with like whatever little allowance I had. So then I would listen to and love that album,
because you
and
had,
it meant something to
yeah.
me. Instead of it just being like, oh, this is just all these fucking infinite piles of music
Yeah.
that are just coming at me from every angle, and it doesn't matter. Like I don't even really listen to new music anymore. I just am softly enveloped in the old music that I know and love. I'm just totally paralyzed by being able to listen to all this new music. I don't know what even to listen to. I just have the bands that I like. I'll occasionally find a new band and then just buy everything from their discography.
Yeah.
That's how I listen to music.
It's like things used to be pretty good. Like in the early 2000s, like for the music industry. Things are bad now, but that's a different story. That's a story for another time.
For all those wondering why we're laughing, Scooter just stuck his finger really far in his nose.
Yeah.
That's my ass, you idiot.
Oh,
Imagine having your finger in your ass and then calling someone else an idiot. That's my ass, stupid. No,
Oh,
that's
my
your
mistake.
nose.
I just got.
I think my ass is my nose.
Oh my god. Well, okay, so I'm wrong. I've been wrong my entire life about body anatomy. So I'm the dumbass, but you're also the dumbass for exposing your ass and,
shoving your finger up it. Yeah, it was
Both
cool.
of you are
God, that was such a
objectively
harsh turn.
objectively
Oh my God.
ignorant about a lot of things in this situation.
Hey, are you a tanky?
Huh?
Are you a tanky? Are you a legit
Is that
tanky?
when you fuck tanks?
No, that means you're an authoritarian communist.
No,
Damn.
I'm not.
How much of a tanky are you?
So you're a subby.
I don't know. I don't have like fully fomented.
What's your opinion on Che Guevara?
Oh, awesome.
Okay, you're a tanky. You're for sure a tanky.
Flawed, but
What about like
chaotic good.
What about Fidel Castro? For sure, lawful good.
Well, Che
Castro.
Guevara, chaotic good. Fidel Castro, lawful good.
So you think Fidel Castro was good? Cool dude.
Yes, Fidel Castro, good. Yes. Overall.
Oh my goodness.
More good than bad. Absolutely.
All right, I think we need to turn off the podcast now because we're officially on a government list for sure. If we weren't already, for
You might be. I didn't say shit.
that's right. And my search history today was not good.
Don't say that. That makes it sound
Mine was just
so
a lot.
much worse.
Mine was just a lot of stuff about peanuts.
Yeah, we figured out how peanuts grow today. That was weird.
Mine was a lot of 9/11 truth. I've been getting into 9/11 truth lately.
Gotcha.
Peanuts grow underground, and jet fuel can't melt steel beams. That's what we've learned today. That's the takeaway.
I
We learned
wouldn't
that Scooter's
say-
planning to kill the president of the United States of America.
I wouldn't say that I'm a for sure 9/11 truther. Like I don't think that the government flew the planes, but I think for sure the government was like waiting for something like that and had a perfect plan of how they could not only go to war but make a fuckload of money off going to war.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fairly like that is what happened. So I think it's
right, I
fairly
think that's not
obvious
even you can't even argue
that
that.
they wanted a reason to go. It's just
But now
that
it's
was a
just
really
so now it's just at the argument. It's like the government wanted 9/11 to happen.
You
Okay.
know, I don't think they wanted necessarily 9/11 to happen, but they want they wanted what we specifically want is a bunch of terrorists to take over a plane and fly it into 2 buildings, then the Pentagon, and then into a field.
That's what I think happened. Why was the Pentagon empty then?
It wasn't. There
It
were people
was.
in there.
No.
They got hurt.
No.
You tell me no one died in the Pentagon crash.
Yeah, no, I don't believe that anyone did.
What the hell?
Okay, so no one died.
No one
Continue
died in the
I don't
Pentagon
know.
crash.
Continue
I
talking.
don't know
I'm gonna look it
enough.
up.
I don't know enough, but
I doubt no one died in the Pentagon crash.
here we go. I
Keep
watched.
talking. I'll look it up.
Listen, I watched a video of somebody debunking like the common like 9/11 truther
Yeah.
myths, right?
I'm willing
like-
to debunk any argument right now. I am-
Okay. Okay, so like for example, a bunch of these 9/11 truthers, they feel like the buildings can't fall at free fall speed, right?
That's dumb.
There are plenty of steel frame buildings that have fallen at free fall speed
Yeah.
since that event, just from flames.
Yep.
Okay, that has happened. So, silly argument. You don't need a detonation. The exact same kind of steel buildings all over the world.
All around the world.
I don't mean. I mean like not just in the U.S. but like in other countries have done the same thing. And also there's the one building 7 or whatever that supposedly fell without being hit by
Yeah.
debris. However, there are videos where you can see it being hit by debris. It's just that in one video you can't see it being hit by debris.
because it's a specific angle.
Yeah, the popular video you can't see it being hit by debris, but it gets hit by debris. So you have like a lot of people who I feel watched a lot of very specific YouTube videos, and they want to think that there is a grand conspiracy
Intelligent.
going on. Yeah, and
They
but
want to feel like they're better than most people for discovering something that didn't happen.
yeah, it's like
it looks like there were some deaths, but those deaths are very fishy.
okay.
Yeah,
Upon
you're right,
second
the
look,
CIA just shot him.
There was
It looks
like
like there were some-
100 deaths.
100 deaths in
And
an
then from the
entire
Pentagon.
wing as
There was like a couple deaths.
an entire wing as big as a plane. 100 people died. It's a very dense population
yeah.
for that sort of area.
How many of those were people in the plane?
At
I don't know,
least
Michael.
30 probably. So another
Small
70.
plane. There's
Small.
30 rows in a plane. 3 along. So it's what, 90 people in the plane and then like what?
No, there wasn't 90.
Every plane I've been on has been 30 rows deep. And it's
Were you
3
thinking
on
of
each
going on a plane
side.
in
It's 3 on
2001?
each side. So could it be that all
Every
the
plane
people,
I've been on is this amount of people. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know.
I don't know what the rules are?
What kind
Yeah.
of plane was it?
Here's what we need to talk about.
'Kay.
Controlled demolition
No.
on the Trade Center towers.
No. So the plane was CGI. The plane never existed.
No, the plane existed. Totally existed.
Of course. it
Crashed in.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can't
So
deny
you
the
think
plane
that? So you think the
existed.
CGI thing's too far?
Yeah,
The plane did.
that's ridiculous. They
Okay.
did not have good CGI. I saw Men in Black around that time.
Yeah, but did you see Saving Private Ryan?
and it looked like shit.
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private
way better
Ryan.
on
Saving
budget.
That was just based on World War II. All stuff
Whoa.
that actually happened. So Saving Private Ryan, Matt Damon, whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in that movie.
Yeah.
He's Ryan. He's Private Ryan.
No, I forgot that. You know who I forgot was in that movie, or I didn't know was Nathan Fillion. He's the fake Ryan that they fake out with.
Yeah.
He walks up and he looks all sad about how his younger brother or whatever died.
Interesting.
Like he thinks his younger brother in kindergarten died.
You know who else is in that movie?
Who?
Vin Diesel.
Vin friggin'
Yeah,
Diesel
he gets
from
shot in
Fast
the
Five.
stupidest way. I
Freaking
hated
Vin
his death.
Diesel, dude.
Yeah, his death was the worst.
Death
The
was
fucking
stupid.
Tom Hanks told him not to do it.
Yeah, he walks
he
up,
did it
picks a
anyway.
girl up from a place, then gets shot, then puts her back down, and then dies. That's all that happens
He's
in that
like,
scene.
give this letter to my father. Give it to my
And
father.
then he gets shot. And then the unrealistic sort of
Hey.
through the scope shot happens or whatever. Mythbusters, thanks. Adam Levine from Mythbusters.
Thanks, Adam Levine from Mythbusters.
Adam Levine from
Really appreciate it.
Mythbusters. He's
Okay,
a
this is a big
genius.
problem with 9/11
I was
trutherism.
trying to change the damn subject.
No, real quick. This is a big problem. That you have to believe that our government is smart enough to pull this shit off.
Like
And
the
they are
moon
not.
landing?
They are.
They were a bunch
They
of
were able to-
bumbling fools.
They were able to trick the entire population into believing that there are WMDs in Iraq, which people still believe that there were WMDs in
Yeah,
Iraq.
but they can't see them from here.
A bunch of people didn't
American
believe
people
that.
can't see WMDs or Iraq from where they are. They can see the Twin Towers.
No one's disputing that the towers were exploded and now are not there.
Plus, aren't the black box tapes aren't the black box tapes from the crashed one like open to the public now?
I don't know.
I don't think that our government can pull off that kind of shit. I think they can pull off propaganda. Propaganda's easy as fuck, dude.
I think that they
I
were
love
definitely
propaganda,
down
honestly.
to go in after it, but like, but I don't think that they were smart enough to pull it off for themselves. I think it was just like, oh shit, that happened. Well, now we need to capitalize on it, so it makes them look way shittier. But like, I don't think they did it. It just doesn't add up.
I think our government is a bunch of bumbling fools and they can't pull off anything that.
We're also looking at it from the perspective of people who couldn't remember it. You know, when you remember it or when you were there, like there's a lot more that you can kind of take in about the sort of, you know, about that sort of deal.
I think that regardless of whether or not the government did it, it doesn't really matter because a lot of people died and then a lot more people died in Iraq
Yeah.
because of the government's misinformed, maybe did it on purpose, went into Iraq without...
Not willing to let it go.
Well, for sure the government did it on purpose to go in Iraq and steal all their oil and kill 400,000 civilians. Like, they for sure did that on purpose.
They went into Iraq on purpose. Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah.
Iraq and Afghanistan. Well, they didn't do that on accident. They were like, oh, shit.
Oh, whoops, how did we get here, guys?
Oh, we paratrooped into the wrong. I think I turned at the wrong place. Where the fuck am I?
Where's Al-Qaeda?
It's all just desert. Where am I?
Where's Al-Qaeda?
Are you Al Qaeda?
Are you Osama bin Laden? Like, no, I'm Saddam Hussein. Oh, dude, we got him.
Dude, let's put him in power.
Yep. It's a disaster, and I don't think our government. I don't think any of the conspiracy theories are true, except for the ones
That
about
I
this-
believe
that
in.
Yes, except for the ones that I believe in, like the CIA and FBI do a bunch of fucked up shit to people.
There's a bunch of real conspiracies going
No,
on.
yeah, there was the one that I like bringing up a lot. MK Ultra was fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, that's all real
Using,
stuff.
I think it was LSD or just
Yeah.
other drugs as like they kidnap people and then used. This is been disclosed.
Yeah.
It was this is actually fact. I don't remember if it's CIA or FBI or one of those.
CIA.
agencies. CIA. They like kidnapped people basically, and then gave them drugs, and then tried to see if it would be a useful thing for a truth serum, and
Yes.
it didn't. Obviously,
It didn't work.
Anything. Clearly, didn't work.
But they just got a bunch of
yeah.
people.
Anyone who's done LSD knows that it does not work as truth serum.
Everyone
Anybody who's
knows
done the LSD knows it does work.
you do alcohol as truth serum. Freaking fools.
Even
You know
alcohol.
what?
You imbeciles.
Even alcohol, it's like been confirmed that people actually tell more lies on
know,
alcohol. They like invent these long stories that didn't happen.
Oh man, I was hanging out with Jimmy over by our compound. It's up the street, by the way. The compound's up the street, and like he was talking about like this super secret plan or something. I was so bored, man.
Dude, I don't want
Like,
to do
I couldn't
any of
even
it.
listen to him. You know? Can I have a snort? Oh yeah, I thought, brother. So one old term I want to bring back is calling a quick sip of alcohol a snort.
It's a
Ah.
snort.
It's a snort.
Unfortunately,
that.
I'm
Much like the
retired
cocaine.
from taking snorts.
Of alcohol or ketamine.
I'm open to anything. I hear
just
that.
You
decided.
provide, I will receive.
What's the intense ketamine treatment they do for people with depression?
It's called giving them ketamine.
It's literally
It's
right.
called feeding them ketamine.
Yeah, it's called they give you ketamine.
They
still-
give you an epic dose of ketamine.
Epic dose. Yeah.
Actually,
and you
there's
disassociate from
A
your body,
hero's dose.
and it's like it has an insanely high success rate.
A
It's
heroic dose of
yeah.
ketamine.
so there's like different ways of doing it. They can give people like small doses over a long period of time, and then they can give people large doses and they put the helmet on them
The helmet.
with the magnetic
The
waves.
The fucking-
ketamine helmet.
The depression ketamine
The
helmet.
classic ketamine
No,
helmet.
they had that helmet on Twitter the other day, and everyone was dunking on it. I was like, I'll just take the depression. Thanks. Like, I'm not wearing that fucking thing.
Dude, it like puts magnetic waves in your brain.
That's like one step away, one step removed from electroshock therapy.
You
It's
see-
like
It's not-
zzz.
You see,
It
now
is electroshock
the
therapy.
best way to
It is.
It is.
Hold
It's-
the mic closer to your face.
Okay.
I think.
The electromagnetic helmet is the same thing as electroshock therapy in essence, because electroshock therapy in modern day is so low dose you can't feel it. Like it's just tiny doses of.
Nope, still
Please,
depressed.
Dad, I promise I'm not gay. All I can think about is dicks.
And you can say that because you are a bisexual man.
That's right.
Let's everyone remember.
Does everyone remember?
I have immunity.
He's standing
and
up now. He's removing his pants.
I'll be bigoted towards any group because I'm bisexual.
No,
That's
no.
right.
Yeah.
Just
gay people.
gay men.
Just gay men.
Does that mean I get a pass?
No.
No, I don't like that.
I can't say it.
I mean,
It makes me sad. No, don't
he
whisper.
just removed his pants.
Let the audience know that my pants
He's
are
doing a
removed
full
and I am
circle.
going to use the F slur.
Let it be on record.
He's doing a full circle. Little
And
bit
let
of
it
a
be on
wave.
record that I'm about to set the house on fire.
Whoa.
The lighter's
hey,
out.
Hey,
Oh my
please
God.
put that down. Hey,
The
what?
lighter's out.
No. Hey, I won't say it. I won't say it.
Okay. Thank you.
On the
Thank you.
podcast, I won't say it. But as soon as the podcast's off, you better believe I'm calling Tate.
Yeah, well, I have a gun.
I'm calling Tate the F
So-
slur.
Tate has a gun, dude.
I have a gun.
And if I call you the F slur, you'll shoot me?
Or myself.
Oh.
I don't discriminate. I only see people.
Unlike you, Tate doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
I
I will
love
shoot whoever I damn want.
That's so woke of you, honestly. You're an intersectional mass shooter.
Oh no, that's terrible. Oh god, that's not. That's. Oh my god. Now I have
Fuck.
to deal with that.
Yeah, that's going to be like my intrusive thought for the next 10 days now.
Just like
Is
a guy.
Tate an inter-
Instead of like all these Nazis that go shoot up places, he's like just like this. He leaves a manifesto that's just super woke. It's like, I just want like society to be good and I want everyone to have equal rights. Like, let's fucking go.
That is bad praxis.
Really bad.
Bad
practice.
All I'm
Praxis.
saying is I think it's really fishy that a lot of black people got arrested during Reagan's term for drug-related offenses. That's all my manifesto is.
So I think the black community is really getting screwed over by having housing that is only available to them, that has lead in the walls, and I'm fucking going out as this is my message.
And then I get hit,
Horrible.
and then I get shot
Yes.
By myself.
by myself
Because I'm intersectional
in
and
my
woke.
car.
That's the mass shooting.
That's the good mass shooting. That's the only good
I mean,
one.
I put an end to all tapes of the world. Oh wait, I can't. You have
Dude.
to, oh no.
Oh,
Bleep
don't
it.
worry. I'll bleep it. I'll
Thank
bleep
you.
it. I'll bleep it.
It's like the Bernie shooter. You know?
That shot the Republican congressman.
Yeah.
He was good. He was a
No,
good
no,
one.
no. That's what I'm saying. That's bad praxis.
He's
Because
out of all
But-
of them, though,
okay.
he's probably my favorite, right?
no.
He didn't kill anyone.
No, that's the
He didn't kill anyone. He just like scared a couple Republicans,
Gave
But
him a
like-
good old fright.
but the,
shook
okay,
up their
Shook up
feathers.
the
They
best
were like a bunch of old men playing softball, like healthcare is bad.
Oh no, you're talking about
Swing
that.
and a miss.
So you're talking about the guy that got shot on the baseball field, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
One of the guys in my family that we know very well was the helicopter pilot that flew him out to the
Really?
yeah, to the hospital.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
I found that out not too long ago.
I wish he was a bad pilot.
Oh my god.
No, I met him. He's a wonderful man. I love him.
He's a wonderful man.
He
just
flies
trying to-
helicopters all the time. He's cool.
We should not save the lives of people we disagree with.
Oh,
is actually
no.
the moral of the story.
Yeah,
Well, then who are you
I'm
gonna
actually
learn
a
to disagree
paramedic.
with?
I'm a paramedic, and if I see somebody wearing a MAGA hat,
I don't give up CPR.
I just let them die.
Dude, there's gonna be some fucking TPUSA guy listening to this podcast that's gonna be like, oh.
Turning Point is
God.
officially an enemy of the Failchild podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
I work at a coffee shop, and if I think you're maybe a Republican, I just give you decaf just to be sure, just to be
Just
safe.
see if you get pissed.
Yeah.
This doesn't taste like it has the right amount of bite I want out of it.
I'm like, no, I'm sure I made it right. But okay, but what's the best part of the Bernie shooting?
Oh no.
The best part about it, if I can glean a positive message from it, is watching all of the far right people online be like, well, remember the Bernie shooter?
Yeah.
I'd be like, wait, you mean the one guy that attempted to kill someone?
And
then-
failed. He didn't kill anyone.
Yeah, he didn't die, right?
No, he's alive.
No, he did have to be life flighted though. It was bad, but he
Not
lived.
saying it's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm
and then,
saying it's not bad. That's
Okay.
me that's saying it.
Okay. But then you can like point to them and be like, well, look at all of these mass shootings with such and such death toll from
The
far
fucking
right.
Dylan Roof, Christchurch, all these like Nazi-inspired right-wing shootings.
Or just
Yeah.
even like notable members like fucking Martin Luther King.
right, yeah.
You know?
Yes. Famous socialists like Martin Luther King.
The
He's
good
socialist?
people.
Absolutely.
I thought he was
100%.
Republican.
Martin Luther King?
No.
Some Republicans claim that. Like Dave Rubin is like, Martin Luther King
Was a
if you-
classical
If
liberal.
you
feel like
think about
okay.
it, was actually he would be considered right.
It's the same sort of argument where people say, yeah, it's the same argument where people say like old Democrats were just Republicans, so they take credit for old Democratic moves as their
Right.
sort of like deal. It's dumb.
Oh, they'll say like, the KKK used to be part of the Democrats.
It's like, okay, cool. I
I
don't
have
like
never
the
heard that one,
Democrats.
but-
I'm not a Democrat.
I'm not a
I
Democrat.
don't.
Get
I
out of
my
hate the
face.
Democrats.
And they're like, well, then what are you? And it's like,
Joe Biden, I hope he dies of old age. Like, it's just, I hate him. I don't like Obama. I don't really like the Democrats, period.
Man, you're just a sad sack of emotions, aren't you?
I hope
No,
that
I'm a leftist.
I hope that Joe Biden accidentally slips.
And he has amnesia. that's
Yeah.
that's the funniest thing that could happen. Like,
Can you
it's
imagine
not
a-
funny, but
No, can you imagine a desperate soap opera and like Barack Obama's walking down a hallway and like he opens up the
Who
door.
am I?
He opens up the door and he sees Joe looking confused around the room and he's like, "Joe, you're all right." He's like, "Who are you?" Intro plays. It's a 4-part series with learning to cope with Joe Biden who has amnesia. Between it's the brotherly
like a
love
buddy
between
comedy.
Barack Obama and Joe Biden.
basically Weekend at Bernie's, but with Joe Biden.
He's got to take care of his old pal Joey.
Oh, Scooter's getting up now.
Where's he going?
He's going to charge his vape. Oh, hell
He's
yeah.
got to get some
He's getting
juice.
some juice.
Getting some Nick.
God, the vape culture is so trashy.
Vape culture is cool if you think about it. Vaping is actually good.
Vaping is good, but the culture is really cringy sometimes. Like people who take mad puffs and think they're woke as hell.
Oh yeah. people who get those like really big box mod
Rigs.
vapes.
Oh my god.
The big boys. And then they get really mad at me for having one of the tiny
Dude, vaping's
Salt Nick ones.
It's a culture, dude.
Yeah, it is a culture.
You got to be part of the. You're not a vapist unless you. That's not my joke. That's not my joke. I'm gonna be completely clear. That's a super mega bit. That's not my joke. But vapist is a coined term that they made that I really like. But yeah, if you want to be a real vapist, you gotta hit that box vape like 40 times a day, dude. You just gotta pound those clouds, bro.
Pound
You know?
the clouds down.
The alt-right vape guy. Like, the only two cultures I care about are vape and Western, okay? That's the only...
Also, the only music I care about.
Vaporwave.
Vaporwave and
I also
Whoa,
like-
that's a
Dude,
good joke.
Can we make a Western Vaporwave album?
It's all about, like...
It's all cowboy twangs.
it's all about the JQ and...
It's got a
Bible
picture of like a
Belt.
Greek statue.
Yeah, but it also talks about like how immigrants are ruining the country.
That's what the
Bible
Greek
Belt.
statue Avi guys do on Twitter too.
Really, there is a lot of like vaporwave Nazis. I've noticed
There's
that.
a lot of them. It's weird.
Because they got to listen to something while they're,
Browsing
fuming.
4chan.
Yeah.
It's
fuming
it's
on
it's
4chan.
weird. It's like there definitely is like, if you immerse yourself, which you maybe should not do for your own mental health, into like right wing, far right, like Nazi Twitter culture.
Trolling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they.
Like the 4chan people.
Well, I'm talking like specifically on Twitter because they can have a very specific aesthetic because they have to make like an account.
The
And
Pepe Bros.
yeah, so there's like the Pepe dudes, and then you have like the vaporwave Greek statue guys, and then you have like the ones that are super boomery, and some of them will just like have a picture of their face, or like they have like military aesthetic stuff.
That always throws me off because it's always like this just like nice looking white dude who's
Right.
like a grandpa, and he's just like tweeting some really terrible stuff. But you look at his picture, he's like smiling, like leaning
Yeah.
against his truck or something. Like it's a good tell. Like if they have a picture with a Confederate flag or something like that, then obviously you're like, oh wow, I get it. It makes sense. But like
right.
if you see some like old look or like someone who just looks like a dad, like
Or just someone who looks like they'd be a nice guy.
yeah, and then you see them just
He
going
probably
like,
is really nice to white people.
yeah. My dad's really nice. He's racist, but he's nice.
The biggest
Not my
problem.
dad, not my actual dad. Let the record show.
You know, a lot of the 4chan
dads.
stuff, like I don't understand.
Someone.
Like they always say,
Someone's
like
dad.
the left can't meme, but like a lot of the stuff I see coming from like the 4chan people, it's just like
So dumb.
it's bad comedy.
well, like, because a lot of the 4chan culture is still like rooted in trying to make things that are before the time, like they were before the time when they were like bigger.
4chan actually used to be cool. It
Yeah.
used to be like
It used to be like mysterious and cool, and then like all of a sudden they just got a bunch of like, well, I mean, not all of a sudden. It's always been fucked up, like, but it became known for being fucked up, so it got more fucked up.
right.
I think also 4chan goes to show that there should be at least some level of content moderation
Yeah.
on the internet. I mean,
well, there is, but it's not done like it should be.
yeah.
They do some weird shit. Have you-
I don't know if I believe in content moderation.
They did like a furry thing. Okay, I don't know if you heard about this, but apparently at some point on 4chan they had a furry board, and what they did is they got a bunch of people to join onto it for like a week, and then when they figured out like enough people were on it, they permabanned everybody's IPs that were on it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You're like, no furries, yeah.
Yeah. It was either that or Reddit. I'm pretty sure it was 4chan. I'm almost positive it was 4chan.
It seems like something people on 4chan would do. Just have some
Some
sort of
4chan
weird.
bro's gonna be like, you know what? I really hate that you're taking my favorite website into
Listen, if a 4chan bro is listening to this, they would have had a problem way
Oh,
before
God,
this,
yeah.
before we even got to the 4chan stuff. So
What do you mean you're off of 9/11 already? It was an inside job.
No, Nazis for sure believe it was Muslims. Believe me,
Yeah,
that's
fair.
they love the fact that it was Muslims.
Yeah,
The
there's-
kid I knew.
There's a few
was
things
such
that are like a
weird-
line when you go from like just being a far right weirdo to like an actual,
Nazi.
white supremacist neo-Nazis, like really bad feelings about Jews, people of color, Muslims.
They think that maybe the Jews hired the Muslims to do 9/11, but they don't. They love that. They don't think it was white people.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
I'm the real woke one. I think the white people did it.
Yes, and
Is it woke to be wrong?
Sometimes.
sometimes you just got to do it for the cause.
Did you guys believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Although Bigfoot, like, out of all the conspiracy theories out there, like, with, like, 9/11 and UFOs and other ones like that, like, out of all the conspiracies, Flat Earth, like,
all the major ones.
Yeah.
all the major ones, like, Bigfoot one is, like, the one that, like, maybe could possibly be true. Like, there could
Yeah.
be, like, a species that's, like, kind of like a human. Like, evolution almost, like, allows that to happen. Like,
Yeah.
that there would be some, like, weird species.
I like the idea of a creationist going the idea of just like, oh, what? So you think that people evolved from apes, so you must think Bigfoot's real too then, huh? He just evolved from another form of person.
That is what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
that maybe it could be true.
I mean, okay, so I agreed with this for a long time, for years. When I was at the age where I should have known better, I was probably like 15, 16 maybe, I believed in Bigfoot. Like, to me, Bigfoot was a fact. You know, like I shit you not, Bigfoot was a
Bigfoot
fact.
is out there.
Bigfoot's out there, and I'm gonna get him. I swear to God.
We're gonna find him and kiss
We're
him.
gonna find him and kiss his big feet. Don't put that on there. Suck his big feet like Riley Reid sucked Lil Pump's toes. I'm not getting off of that. That's gonna be in a bit soon. Anyway, it's just weird, man. But no. So like, the thing that made me stop believing in that, like, okay, part of it was age. Like, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? It's been a while. No one's caught him. Whatever. No one's got a Bigfoot in a trap and be like, hey, look what I got. You know, the most skilled trappers in the world, you know, can't get this thing because they're not wasting their time on Bigfoot, kissing Bigfoot's feet.
I can't stop thinking about kissing Bigfoot's feet.
Well, that's because you got a foot fetish, dog. You know,
I
it's only
know.
natural. Anyway, but
I don't have a foot fetish for Bigfoot. That actually is like bumming me out. Yeah.
you're bumming me out that you can't have that.
It's because you sexualize feet that kissing
I
Bigfoot's
hate,
feet.
like when someone wears sandals in public, I get angry. Like, especially if they have like
you should be
hairy
preserving
toes.
those.
If it's like a dude with like hairy toes, like I'm like, put those fucking things away. That's like seeing like a bare dick to me.
yeah, actually, yeah, that's a good point.
Because
There's
I
like,
sexualize feet.
it's not
yeah.
just all feet, you know.
No,
Not
it's only
hashtag
good
not
feet.
all feet. You know, it's only
Thank
good
you.
feet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, but so Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The thing that made me stop believing in it was Grand Tour. Very good point was made. They talked about they were at like Lake Loch Ness and they talked about Loch Ness monster. It was like, do you think you believe in it? And one of them was like, maybe yeah, I don't know. And he brings up this picture of this extremely rare animal. It was a shrew, right? Little shrew. Very tiny, very fast creature. If you don't know what it is, they're really cool.
They have been tamed though.
Yes. By
Hey.
I almost said by
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, not by
By Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes tame shrews. But no. So anyway, extremely rare small animal, extremely fast, right? High quality picture, full like perfect shutter speed, everything, full focus, right there on the screen, and that immediately brought up the point. It's like, huh. If
we
they can
found
find that, then how can't you find an 8-foot tall thing running through the forest, yipping and hollering at night? You know, like, you see that? Cause
Your country's coming out.
right?
Yipping and hollering.
They were running around in the forest saying, "Yip ya hoo hoo!
Hey!
I found my gold." My goal.
Woo!
I aspire to be an old coot. I would love it. I'd love to have a beard
You're
down to
going
my
to be
ankles and just hop around and go like, hee hee hoo, hee hee hee. Hello.
The only instrument you can play is an empty bottle of whiskey.
And a broken banjo and a slide guitar. I love videos. You're blown into it. I love videos of really old happy dudes playing slide guitar. I don't know why, it just makes me so happy just to see them. They're just, I don't know.
I feel you.
That was weirdly wholesome. I didn't like that. Go back to talking shit about
Michael's
things.
so poisoned by irony that he gets made uncomfortable by sincerity.
We're sitting executioner style. We're sitting interrogation style,
Yeah.
both staring at this.
Honestly, like my whole life feels like an intervention at this point. So like this isn't weird to me.
It'll pass.
I believed that all of the moon landings didn't happen. 100%. I was positive.
I'm
And
still there.
I still am. I'm not sure.
I don't think they have.
I don't want to make it. I don't want to make a decision until I have all the facts. That's how
I think there's
feel
going to
about
be
it.
some big reveal in about 20, 30 years, and everyone's
It's gonna
going to
vindicate
Bernie's gonna
you.
become president.
You're
and
gonna be
he's
totally
saying, "Hey,
vindicated."
guys, the moon landing didn't happen, by the way.
Declassify that shit, Bernie. Let's
Imagine how
go.
much
The
of a
CIA is like, no, we didn't tell him that.
We didn't tell him that. How do you find out? Oh, one of the interns got the papers. He photocopied all of them. Yeah,
He
can you
faxed them to someone. He's the only one that still knows how to use a fax
Dude,
machine.
some intern would have found him by now if it was fake. Like, those papers are long gone, like forgotten in the back of the fucking
Dude,
Pentagon.
I wouldn't think that they would keep paper records of that.
Dude.
Of
That
course
seems
they
like
did. They had to. They still have paper records of MK Ultra, and hardly anybody knows about that.
Because they didn't think that would be bad. They were like, well, we're just the U.S. government doing U.S. government things.
Dude, you
Just what
think?
the U.S. government do.
Dude, Bernie's gonna declassify all that shit when he's president.
I think there's probably like 7 people
I'm
behind.
president now, and the moon landings were fake,
You know,
and 9/11 was an inside job.
your Bernie Sanders sounds an awful lot like your John F. Kennedy.
What are you talking about?
It was a little different. I saw some.
What are you
We
talking about?
break up the banks not because they are easy,
I guess I
but
could-
because they are hard.
hard like my penis.
The banks
When
are
I saw
hard.
what was
You
her
think
name?
Bernie could still get hard?
Everyone can get hard if they try hard
Try.
enough.
That is ableist.
You just
as
haven't been
fuck.
exposed to the right
to
woman
people
yet.
with
Sorry.
ED.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You just haven't been exposed to the right woman yet.
You just take.
You
They
just take a
they
little
inject
blue
the
happy
whatever
pill.
stuff straight into your dick, like
Oh
like
my God.
like if you're a
Imagine that
porn
was the
star.
cure, I'd just be like, I'm cool. I'll
Yeah,
just
no,
do-
you would have so many guys be walking around like, nah, I'm good.
I'll
Like, okay,
just
here's
not
your
do
options.
sex.
You can, you're 80, right? You don't have any drive whatsoever physically. You get tired climbing stairs. Your two options are, I can get an injection in my penis so that I can get hard again and have sex again. So that I can get just exhausted and tired and maybe even die because I'm so old from it, right?
It's true.
Or you can just not and then just not, you know?
Well, here's the real.
You can nod and
Here's
just
the real
nod, yeah.
question I have.
Absolutely.
just not have a sore penis.
Do you have to inject it every single time you have sex, or is it
Yeah.
one time in a
No, no,
cure?
no.
Oh,
Is it a
God.
Every
vaccine?
time, like the porn stars do.
Oh, that's bad. That's
Is
what
that what they do?
Yeah,
I don't
that's what
think
they
that's what
do
porn stars
to
do.
men, and like
absolutely
a lot of
do.
dudes in high school I knew were like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna do porn," and then they looked into it and they're like,
No.
"Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that." They like inject their penises with like saline, I believe, and it's like
oh yeah, I've heard
I mean
about
that
yeah.
and like it's a bunch of stuff.
they inject it to
I
make
don't
their
know.
dicks
some
extra
don't know.
big.
you know, confetti.
Yeah.
They inject it with saline
Glitter.
to make it extra big, and another thing to keep them hard and so that they
Yeah.
don't come in like 2 seconds. Because most dudes, if they were in a porno with like a super banging chick, they would bust a nut in like 3 minutes, and then it would be like, wow, that was an epic
Unless
scene.
they were circumcised, because apparently that makes a difference.
If you're circumcised, you come later.
I'd assume because the
That
people
is
say,
fake news.
I know because people say that. Well, people say that.
I'm
like,
gonna tell
you
y'all
lose
that is
nerve endings.
fake
People
news.
say you lose nerve endings, right? In that case, you would technically last longer.
That's a good point, Kaylee. That is a good point.
But you
Okay.
don't lose nerve endings because it's dumb and you shouldn't circumcise.
That's
your
just
kids.
what.
We
Circumcised-
actually argued about this on our last
Okay,
podcast.
that is a lie that
Oh
circumcised.
no way!
Yeah,
That is a
and
lie
I
that circumcised
defended-
people.
I
Tell-
defended circumcision.
I don't think you
'Kay.
should.
I think you should.
We don't need to rehash this because we talked about it last podcast.
Right, you can just
But
listen to the
that is a-
arguments I made last time.
The whole thing about the nerve endings is just a lie that circumcised guys say to make themselves feel better about having part of their dicks cut off. And
Right. And I don't want to stop bullying people with like long, shriveled, uncircumcised penises. Like, it's fun for us to body shame.
again,
It's
yes, we
natural,
just went
too.
over this. Yeah. We, circumcised, uncircumcised, all dicks are weird. And
You know, I think
Dicks
the
are
good
just
Lord
bad.
made. I think the good Lord made our penises one way for a reason.
Well, most people who believe in the good Lord like to chop those little dicks off.
No?
They little slice little
Nope.
circles around them.
Mm-mm.
That's why they call it circumcision.
No, you're wrong.
it's a circumference.
It's a circumference around the
Damn.
Man, my mind is fucking blown right now.
Dude.
That's
Pi r
crazy.
squared times the radius of my penis equals how much.
Dude, look, you guys want to do some fucking equations and see who has the most circumference around their dick?
Dude.
I have the best girth.
Yeah,
dude.
Kiwi, you in?
I am so in.
I win because I've just got a chode. It's like a fucking tuna can.
Tuna can. Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's just like the image. I'm just trying to imagine. It's like I imagine
I
like
don't wanna.
stretching, like taking a photo of
Oh
a
my
dick
God,
into
this fucking
Photoshop
conversation.
and just stretching it and just like
Yeah,
squishing
yeah.
it
Kids watch
until it
this.
looks like a tuna can.
Do you think chodes exist, or is that just like a joke thing?
Oh, absolutely they do. There are penises of all shapes and sizes in this world.
Have you guys? I
Yeah.
mean, I know you've seen it. The Howard Stern episode where they did the smallest penis in New York competition. They did it on the radio. They called out like, "All right, we're gonna have a contest for $4,000. We're gonna give
Holy
$4,000 to the smallest penis in New York. Come down to our studio."
Is that still up?
Yeah, it's still up. We
Okay,
can watch it
cool.
after this.
I'm
And-
gonna call it.
Or if you're listening to the podcast and you want to watch that as well, you can just look up Howard Stern's smallest penis.
We recommend all people who are 18 or older to watch it.
Yes, thank you for adding that disclaimer.
Mhm.
If you're a child,
Yeah,
sit
after
this one
the
out.
entire conversation we've just had, we need to make that.
this podcast should be 18 plus.
Honestly,
This is a podcast. This is
So
a
your
mature
most
audience's
devout fans
podcast.
Are 14.
So, hey, stop doing that. That tickles. Hey, she's
Sorry, I
putting
can't
her
help
foot
it,
on my
man.
dick.
Again,
It was
18 and
you
older
all along.
podcast.
I took off my shoes. snuck my little feetsies.
Ah,
over.
you have hairy toes. Those are Bigfoot feet.
Bigfoot
are
feet.
big.
I
Look at
knew
them.
you were one.
They're huge.
Bigfoot feet.
I got clown shoes. That's what my mom says.
What size shoe do you wear?
My mom says I'm a
I-
big boy.
Okay. That is from something, isn't it?
Well,
I swear to God, I've heard that before.
Probably like Simpsons. Something Ralph would say.
Size 13 and maybe a half. Which disclosing
Damn.
that has revealed a lot of other
So if
things.
you're an eligible young lady listening to the podcast, you know that means Tate
I'm
has a
single and ready to mangle.
he has a long dick and big feet. So if you want that big foot
I
dick,
can please both. I can work I also work parties.
he's like for a like a 30-year-old wine mom bachelorette party.
Oh my God, a 30-year-old wine mom bachelorette. God, that is a life,
Dude,
man.
have you, Kaylee, have you ever been at the bar when they're doing like a bachelorette party? Those are some of the most annoying bitches
Oh my God.
that exist.
Oh,
I can only
totally.
imagine.
I had actually. This reminds me. I had customers come through the drive-through, puking
Oh my
the other
God.
day, hungover. This one woman vomited out of the passenger side window. Not the driver, luckily, but the.
Was she hot?
Let the record just show I just knocked over
Um,
an open can of Dr. Pepper and none of it came out.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's a pretty. I actually noticed that too. Yeah, she was pretty hot, and she was very hungover, and she puked out of the window. But there's a key part of this story. Before she vomited out of the window, it was a car of 4 women. I asked them. I was like, "Oh, what are you guys up to today?" They said, "Oh, we're going to the bike bar."
Oh, fuck those people.
They were on their way to the bike bar. Could you imagine being the hungover friend driving in the car, vomiting out of the window, and saying, "Yes,
And you're
I
going
will
somewhere.
go to the bike bar with you."
I'll go ride bikes and drink some more.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
What a life! What
I can't
a
imagine
badass.
going to a I can't imagine. Obviously I'd be in this position because I don't plan on drinking for a while, but like I don't see the point of being sloshed and then saying, "Let's go to the bar." You know, like
Yeah.
you already got that part checked off. Like, well, I
Right.
still need to go to the bar.
The worst part about the bike bar is that's adding exercise and it's in like the heat.
Oh, you mean the one that rolls around the street?
Yes,
Yes.
you
Oh my God.
literally it's like a cart of like 10 people that bike. They
Ride
pedal.
bikes.
Well, no,
They're powering the vehicle.
yeah, they pedal.
They complimented me and my date at prom.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
They're
Drunk
they're
people
usually
getting
very
compliments
friendly.
From drunk people is very nice.
They're very friendly
Because
usually.
they're very honest, as we established earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they only tell the truth. It's truth serum.
True serum.
So,
They were all lying.
and then the woman behind yelled out her window. She's like, "It's okay, sweetie. I've been there."
Oh my God.
It was pretty wholesome.
Aw. It's
Yeah,
all
so
right.
that's-
You'll get fucked up a few more times before you're 30. Just enjoy it before you have the kids. You know.
we have some
I'm
cocaine
not bitter
in the
because I
car.
can't do it anymore.
That's
Little
all,
Timmy cries when I get drunk now.
all those
Sorry.
women in their 30s that are like puking that you see at the
Yeah.
bar. Every single one of them is a mom, and this is like their
It's
one
so sad,
day
though.
out to have
It's
fun.
so sad.
Mhm.
And they're just like, I gotta do it all in one fucking night. Like women who like are drinking consistently and are like alcoholics, they're not puking. They have an iron stomach.
Oh,
They can
absolutely.
throw down probably bottles upon bottles without even being phased. But
bottles
it's the
too. You have to mention that they are wine. They usually are wine.
yeah, they're all wine moms.
which is unfortunate.
I have a friend who
They all voted for Hillary for sure.
I have a friend who used to work as a bartender, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I used to drink like 8-9 shots of tequila a night."
Yeah.
I was like, "That would literally kill me."
And then
Yeah, that
drive
would
home.
level me.
Yeah.
I think I would actually invert and then explode. Like,
I would collapse into a cube of pure light.
and expand out across the universe, creating life as anew
Yeah.
in a second Big Bang.
The second Big Bang.
All
that
because
you
I
actually
drank
created
9
the
shots.
multiverse.
Yeah.
I was that bang. The scientists are wondering how it started. I was the center of the universe.
You know the Big Bang? I was that bang.
I found out peanuts grow underground, and I was
the Big
so
Bang.
shocked. It started a new Big Bang.
I unlocked 100% of my brain that day. I started using more than the average 10%.
I always thought that was bullshit too.
It is. It absolutely is. There's no way that's real.
It is bullshit. Okay,
It's
I know
100%
exactly.
bullshit.
I know exactly why that myth started. It's because people don't use 100% of their brain at the same time.
Yes.
You would
depending
fucking
on-
go into an aneurysm.
Yeah, you have a seizure. Is what happens. An aneurysm is something different. I don't want to be pedantic, but I'm going to. An aneurysm is something different.
Need
But-
to educate you on your knowledge of brain-related
Yeah.
anomalies. All right.
Yeah. But an aneurysm is blood clot related. But
Oh, okay.
you'd have
That's
a
a
seizure.
stroke.
So, oh yeah, stroke's blood clot related. Well, aneurysm is too though.
Ha. Gotcha.
What's an aneurysm then?
Go
I don't-
off on your bit.
I don't know
Who
enough
cares,
about
Kaylee?
brain
Okay,
damage.
listen. You don't use 100% of your brain at the same time. Depending on what you're doing.
Do I look like someone who's had an aneurysm before? Come on.
Actually, yeah, you kind of do. That's what fucking happened. That's why you're like this.
That's why your
Okay,
face is-
depending
no,
on what you're
I'm
doing,
not. That's
use
mean.
different amounts.
Sorry.
You use different part of your brain, and
Yes.
because you need different parts of your brain to do different shit. If you use all your brain at once, you would have no idea what was going on, and yeah, you'd probably have a seizure.
That's what LSD does, though. You use 100% of your brain.
That's why you go into that
You go
outer
into
space
another
level.
dimension.
Yeah, the outer space level.
The outer space level.
The levels. There's like the
Can you
atmosphere.
imagine if
The beginning of time.
Across
It is
the
me,
universe,
King Proteus.
I have become one with machine.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
You cannot tell me that
Fuck,
I'm
what's
not
an
the Big
aneurysm then?
Bang.
I don't know. Maybe we should.
I don't know,
Google it.
maybe we
That's-
should,
the episode has been about an hour, so we should probably wrap it up. Any closing thoughts from you, Kaylee?
I don't like the CIA. Those are the only conspiracies I believe in are the ones that have to do with the CIA.
I liked our bit about the intersectional mass shooter. I
Yeah.
thought that was funny. I think we should clip that.
Let's
Yes,
relive
definitely.
that.
No, I'm gonna clip it and post it on its own.
Clip
Hopefully,
it.
getting us more listeners from having
Did
a
you
funny
clip it?
clip.
Yeah.
I will
totally.
clip,
Did you clip it?
Did you clip it?
I will clip it. Say it again.
Yeah, that's the T, you know.
Don't
That's-
fucking bring that up.
Here's the motherfucking money. Please leave me alone. My wife and kids. Okay, so I really want to do that for like Twitter. The issue is I feel like too many people would just click right off of it the moment they saw me go. Like,
No, you should
here's
do that.
No, you
do
should.
that.
People want to wait for the
Absolutely.
punchline, totally.
I hope.
And that's a good idea.
Pray.
All right,
All right,
Tate.
here, I have my last closing remarks. What is an aneurysm? What is an aneurysm?
According to Mayo Clinic, a ballooning and weakened area in an artery.
Okay, so
All right.